No matter how you try, don't you ever fall. Keep your head up high.
Welcome back. So now we're focusing on the manufacturing sector, and we're looking at a certain report done by the NOI polls. They put out unfavorable foreign exchange rates, bad roads, unavailability of petrol and diesel, limited access to credit, policy inconsistency, lack of infrastructure, unstable power supply, and weak demands as the major challenges facing the manufacturing sector in Nigeria. This survey report was released to the public on Tuesday, September 12 by NOI Polls and CSEA. Well, they looked at several things. For instance, 74% of manufacturing companies found the business environment to be not supportive in 2017, and the finding represents a 14-point increase from the 2016 result. Okay, that might sound very... So let's do a breakdown. Well, to help us break this down, we have here in Lagos, Mr. Femi Onakare, a business development specialist. Thank you for joining us. Vincent Nwan is a director, advocacy and research, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you very much. And from our Abuja studios, we have the MD, CEO of NOI Polls, Dr. Bello Ihua. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so
good morning, my pleasure.
Let's just stay with you, Dr. Ihua, and the report you released on the 12th. Should we take it to the bank?
Absolutely, Nyota. I think we should take the report to the bank, and everyone, all stakeholders need to give a critical look at the findings of this report and see what can be done to bail out the manufacturing sector. Foreign exchange access has been a major issue, coupled with infrastructural deficiency. The lack of infrastructure has been a major bane to the activities of the manufacturing sector. But I think comparing last year to this year, you know, the major point that came out strongly in this survey is the fact that bad roads have become a major issue. I mean, we've been running surveys of this nature for a while now, while this is the second series conducted with the Center for the Study of the Economies of Africa, CC. I think what came out clearly this year is the fact that bad roads, ever than before, this year, manufacturers are saying we are tired of the roads. For example, the Apapa Tinkan access road, which leads to the port, is a major road that is affecting the manufacturers. Then, of course, you have Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. You have the Benin-Auchi, the Benin-Ore, Benin-Agbo roads. Then, of course, the East-West Road, which is a major link road in South Nigeria. Not to forget roads like Aba, Port Harcourt. Then you have the ones like Ajaokuta, Nsukka, and you have the Makurdi, Otukpa, Enugu Road. I mean, these are roads that serve as conduits for manufacturers to either bring in their inputs and raw materials or take finished goods to the market. It's sort of like a double whammy effect, if you will, because on one hand, manufacturers are finding it difficult to access foreign exchange to buy their inputs, but when they even access some foreign exchange to buy their input, the roads are not helping to either bring in the inputs or take the goods out to the market. They can't increase the price of their goods because consumers will go to alternative products instead of staying with them. So it's more or less like a fix for the manufacturing sector. That's why we're saying that the manufacturing sector needs a bailout.
Okay, Mr. Wani, this report by NOI Polls, and then let's put that side by side with the report from the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics. It talked about the manufacturing sector growing by 0.6% in the second quarter of 2017. Do you think this had anything to do with that growth? What do you put it now? The indices that were laid out by NOI Polls. Do you think they had anything to do with that growth?
Yeah, NOI Polls did a very good job. I know, adding their own voice as usual, and thanks for the great job that they are doing, and we'll keep on supporting them, giving them feedbacks from the field, and also call other stakeholders to also support them in whatever possible. when you are in a very terrible level, when your denominator is so low, even in simple mathematics, anything you add on top will look as if you made a lot of progress. And that's exactly what the statistics we're getting from the National Authority. Having said that and reinforcing what Dr. Belli, who I have just said, last year was very terrible. And this year is not as terrible as last year, but we have not even come out of the serious problems. He talked about the exchange rate issue. And when we were speaking to one of the manufacturers, he said, you want to get foreign exchange from central bank. They said, okay, wait for the next 60 days. You know, that's the forward option. The machine that is bad, waiting to be repaired, or waiting to be, doesn't understand forward options. We've seen, you know, we are now on flexible exchange rate regime, and flexible is flexible. 41 items can't access forex, but they still access through CBN. We've seen a situation where somebody wants to fix machine, and this guy employ up to 2,000 people. He has to wait for 60 days. But the guy that wants to buy fish head, fish is in the 41 item, and that's where discretion. So something still needs to be done. Of course, the foreign exchange environment is better this year than last year, but we still have a lot of issue. A lot of issue. Road is unpassable, and there is no rail to even complement. You know, so a lot of issue. He has mentioned the bad road, but you can keep on talking about it. I personally decided to take a tour, and that is the worst journey I've ever made. During this, if we can have it this bad this year, about moving things from the farm to the factory, and moving finished goods from factory to the market, is still a very big challenge. And while we are still waiting, you see a lot of things coming from Asia. You know, substandard, fake, passing through custom, passing through standard organization of Nigeria.
So where do they get their own foreign exchange? There's still a lot of junk imported that we see in the market. So how come they are able to get foreign exchange and manufacturers are not able to get?
I've told you that there is a transparency challenge. When allocation becomes discretionary, you know, it's not a market-driven environment, you know, so anybody can get away with anything. And that is why we're saying that in the foreign exchange management, transparency is still a shortcoming. Great, CBN, we said they've done certain things and it's now liquidity or access is now better. But what made it, it's not about what CBN did, it's because we can now sell 2 million barrels per day compared to less than 1 million we were selling at some point, and crude oil price have increased between 45 to 50 something, you know, from 30. So, and this factor that made us to be a little bit better in the supply of foreign exchange are exogenous. It's not as a result of what ingenuity or what we did newly.
What we did.
The aspect we would have done very well is the policy aspect and the management aspects, which we're still having a very big challenge. See, 76% of manufacturers said they still have hard time with foreign exchange issue. Road is an issue, you know, weak demand. Why wouldn't they have weak demand? So last year we were talking about shutdown, relocation of factory, closing, but you know, about 100,000 manufacturing workers lose their job 2016. But this year, the number of people that lost their job have reduced. You know, the number of shutdown have reduced dramatically. So that complements what we're getting from Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, that yes, there's a growth. But like I said, if you're in a very terrible situation, if your denominator is close to zero, anything you add on top will show as if you have made 100% progress.
Okay.